Hello, welcome back. Mofongo con camarones. Once again, mofongo con camarones. In essence, it's going to be a Puerto Rican mofongo cooked traditionally style with shrimp. And I'm preparing this for my daughter, so I'm going to put my heart in it, which I do for all my meals. But I also want to show you not just how to do the mofongo and the camarones, is the fact that I apply 100% natural ingredients. But before I start, go share this video. Subscribe if you haven't, click like, write your comment so I can reply to them, because I promise you I will reply to them. But more importantly, go nowhere. Let's create. So the important thing is that you have to have green plantains. These are green. And I wouldn't say this is the best of the best, because we experienced some shortages at the time of creating this video, but that's fine. And the way I'm going to cook this mofongo today is going to be the traditional way that we do in Puerto Rico, which is frying it, and then you do your thing. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel these babies. And one thing I wanted to mention is that, and I like to hold it like this, I have another method of cooking mofongo, which is the way I cook it. The other method is boiling, which is similar to mango, but what makes the difference is that is the ingredients that I use when I go to the process, and I will explain that later as I cook this. So you start peeling these babies, and then you cut them in small cylinders, relatively small, it's about 1 inch, enough that it can be covered when you're frying them. So now it's time to cook the plantains, the green plantains. What I have here, this is a pan, but it's a little bit deep. You put enough oil. I'm using pure vegetable. You can use vegetable oil, whatever type of oil you want. And right now I have it high just to get it hot, but I'm going to reduce it to medium. And then the round plantains, you add them. And the reason you put it on medium is because you want the inside to cook. If you have it at high temperature, you're going to burn it and the inside won't cook. So you want the inside to cook. And you're trying to get them submerged. If you can, then you have to move them around a little bit. You just get your thing and you start moving them around. But let them cook first for a little bit at medium. Maybe a notch above medium, if that. And you start doing your thing, you start frying them. And it's going to depend on the stove that you have or whatever. But you look at them, see how they turn out at this yellowish color. That's how you know they're done. It's been cooking for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to get them out. You transfer to a plate with a paper towel so the grease drip a little bit. That's pretty much it. So let's talk about the ingredients for this shrimp. What we call camaron con salsa criolla. My style, no of the fake ingredients, straight up good stuff. I have some jumbo shrimp. I have about maybe 4-6 pieces. See how beautiful. I have about a tablespoon of chopped onions. I have some chive. I'm not going to use them all, but I'm going to chop them. I have some fresh oregano, which I'm going to chop. I have some thyme, which I'm going to cut in tiny pieces. I have some garlic. I'm not going to use all. This one I'm going to be grinding using this little tool. I also have some black ground pepper, I'm going to use a tiny bit of turmeric and some smoked paprika. I have a tomato here because what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to grind it and make my tomato sauce using this. I'm going to go with the Himalayan pink salt. It doesn't matter what kind of salt you use. Could be sea salt or the regular salt that you just use, as long as it's fine. And I have some annatto oil. I'm going to use annatto oil. But if you don't have annatto oil and you don't know how to make it, I'm going to have a link in my description. You click the title of this video. It's going to be a link of how to prepare annatto oil, homemade. It takes only 2 minutes to prepare. The video is very short. But if you don't have annatto oil, you can go with extra virgin olive oil. So you get a pan, high heat. High heat for now, you don't have to reduce it later. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add some of my annatto oil. Once again, you can use extra virgin olive oil. But I want to give it that island look, like my grandmother and my aunt used to do. You don't need a whole lot. See how beautiful it look, orange. And you add your onions. Let it simmer for a few seconds. A whole lot. And you add the shrimp. Now, this shrimp is already peeled. It was already boiled in advance. So in essence, it's cooked. But I just wanted to take it to the next level. I didn't want to show you how to boil it because everybody knows how to boil it. You boil it until it becomes, you boil it with the skin and everything until it becomes orange. You pull it out, let it cool. You can put it in cold water. And then you peel it and then you pass it to this process. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to add the garlic that you already minced. And you're going to add, you move your garlic around. You don't want your garlic brown, so you move it around a little bit. Now you add the tomato sauce. See how beautiful it looks after you grind it? One small tomato. Now you can lower the heat to medium, maybe a notch above medium. See how the shrimp is starting to look? It doesn't take a long time. And what you do now is you add a little bit of pepper, black pepper, just a little bit. A little bit of the salt. You don't go crazy, you just add a little bit. Add it to taste, you know what I mean? To taste. I have here 1/4 of a teaspoon. Add about half of that in your turmeric. You don't want a lot. You kind of doing a Sazón, homemade, in essence. And then your paprika, I like smoked. It's about 1/4 teaspoon. Still let me add a little bit more. Give it a nice looking color. Move things around a little bit. If you feel that you need more tomato sauce for the amount that you're cooking, you could add more of that tomato sauce. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the thyme, which I peel, and I chop a little bit of the fresh oregano. You add it there, because it has to be fancy. And then the chive, which I cut in tiny pieces, see, just chop them. And you let this cook for a little bit. A little bit meaning maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Because once again, the shrimp is already cooked. You just add in some color, making sure the tomato If you want it, if you don't want it too thick, you can add a tiny bit of water, a tiny bit, but that's up to you. You don't want it too liquid either. You want some sort of the salsa boricua criolla, natural 100%. And once you're done, you just take them out here. See how beautiful? You take them out here and transfer to a container for when you're ready to serve. So now is the part to prepare this. The plantains are there. And the only thing you're going to need here is some garlic, butter. I like unsalted butter. Some salt and black pepper. And this is optional. I like to use a little bit of oil, just a little bit. I'm kind of creating some sort of base. And I'm smash some of these. Hitting, you just smashing. And you can cut some of this garlic to pieces, you know what I mean? So you do that with the garlic, you start smashing some to create that nice garlic stuff, see? Now you can use a pilon too. This happens to be a wooden container that I bought because it looks beautiful. I'm preparing this for my daughter, so I wanted her to feel special. And you can put other pieces of garlic. And then what you do is you add some of the plantain. See how nice it's got, see? And you start mixing things up and you add more. You put some butter and it's still warm. And the reason you put some butter is because you want to soften it. And you start molding this baby. You start putting the butter, you add more plantains. More butter. And a tiny bit of salt, a pinch. Little bit of pepper. And you continue doing this. Add more. And you continue adding until you create that mofongo base. You have your shrimp.